Happy New Year. Happy New Year, Fuzzy Goat family. So glad to be here with you today on this kind of a gray Tuesday here, but warm and muggy and so crazy because we just had freezing temperatures. Sorry I'm a few minutes late. Yeah, so we had a great holiday. I missed y'all last week, so it's really good to be with you here today. And I have a lot to show you and to talk about, as I always do. And we went to Charlotte to see my family. And I did get some knitting. I did have to do the driving, which I also enjoy, which is fine. Someday they're going to figure out a way that you can knit and drive at the same time. And actually I think there's cars there that do that. But as you can tell, I finished my forest land, and I'm going to stand up. And you have to notice my corduroys because they match. I didn't even know it. I was working on this, and I had these pants on. And so it's kind of, it's not short, it's not a crop, but I like them to hit about there because God blessed me with some hips, so I don't want it to go much longer than that. I did do some cap sleeves, and I didn't finish it up under the arms because I wanted to wear it today to see if I like them, if I need to go longer, but I think I'm okay with it. So yeah, I'm really happy with the way it ended up. The feeder brook is the color work. I love how it did I don't know. I just loved the whole thing. And I'm going to move you guys closer to me a little bit. There we go. And then I had the Knitwise, which is just so lovely to work with. All right. So finished that literally last night. Like I was looking over, deciding what project I need to do. I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to finish that sweater. And so it was just the ribbing. So funny story. While we were in Charlotte, snuck away and went and saw, I almost saw Aladdin, Avatar, which was a very long movie, and I was very happy that I brought 2 projects in the movie theater with me and not just one. So I did most of my body work here, and then when I thought it was about time to go to the ribbing, I stopped and switched to, you got it, socks. So I'm going to show you that. We'll have a discussion about the sock situation, but I'm going to win. I'm going to win. I'm going to make a pair of fingering weight socks that I can wear. So that's the key. All right, so we'll talk about that in a minute. Finished my sister's Sunday scuffs, and I think she liked them. They were fun. She put them on when she opened them, which is always nice. I finished the scarf, which I think you guys saw the finished product. And I finished Theo's Converse booties, which my nephew was so excited to open, which just made me so happy. Whether the little guy wears them ever, I don't care. That reaction was awesome. And then finished the baby blanket, which they were thrilled with. They've sent me several pictures with him on it, so this baby is going to get more knitted stuff because they appreciate it. So I'm excited. Actually, I didn't even bring it over here. Maybe I have it in my little Bible over here. This little book of patterns. Oh no, Jennifer, to your right, there's a skein of yarn and a pattern underneath it, the red. I'm going to show you what I'm going to do now because I'm just so excited that and then would you mind throwing me that skein of yarn? If you don't mind. The ball. It's not really a skein. Hold it.
All right.
Let's see. Oh!
I can't throw.
That was awesome. She almost took down the camera. Okay, so I think Cadence talked about this little hat in her live. And isn't that so cute? And she showed it with, it's a free pattern, Pearl Soho. It's called the Garter Ear Flap Hat in Plenty. Maybe that's the yarn. But I like it. It's got it comes down over the ear. So it's super cute, fast. And we had this yarn in the sale. It is Juniper Moon, and it's 14, and this color is Crimson. So my nephew and I, and this is not quite the color, but we had this conversation. We didn't know this, that his favorite color is burgundy. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And so I started showing him all this. Mine's a little more Merlot, but I think it was pretty close. So I couldn't find, so I'm going to do this. It'll be great for the little guy. He's just so cute. And I got to hold him. I masked up, washed my hands, and I held him. I'm like, I don't ever remember my children being that small. But guess what? They weren't, because he's actually smaller than all 3 of my children when they were born. But he was sweet. Anyway, so and maybe, I don't know, they might be watching, but I'm going to make this because they were so excited. So this little hat I'm going to make for Theo, and this red. Can you see the little, it's kind of chainy. If I show it to you. There you go. And I got a fuzz, dog hair. Anyway, so I'm gonna be doing that. I should think that'll be a fast one. It is an Aran worsted weight. Let me see. This yarn is a worsted weight, and I think you could probably do it in an Aran as well. Anyway, so that was a side note. The movie. So I told you about this. I'll go ahead and tell you on the sock. So this is my situation on the sock. Not completed a pair of socks in fingering. So I've done DK. I did the little scuffs for my sister, which was DK as well, and I did the booties for my great nephew. Anyway, so I decided on my list. It's not what you call it, a New Year's resolution. No, it's not really a resolution. It's really like a bucket list of things I want to do in 2023. Knitting. One of them is to knit a pair of socks that I can wear. So I said it's a long story. So I started the ribbing. If you can see it. Yeah. And I thought initially that I was going to take the ribbing all the way down because it's cuffed down. But then I realized that my ribbing was off. So like my stitch count was off somehow. So instead of doing at the very end there, I've got 4 knit stitches. I don't know if you can even tell. So I decided I don't want to carry that all the way down the sock. So I just then went to stockinette. So I tried it on, and my stitches are off. I have one. Anyway, okay. I'm just like really going around the world here. It's loose. When I put it on, it's kind of saggy on my leg, on my calf ankle there. So a friend, a customer, neighbor, master sock knitter was in today. So I was talking to her about it. So she does a lot of socks, but she does ribbing all the way down because it stays. So I think, bottom line, I am going to tear this out. Get my ribbing right. I think I'm going to try it on 9-inch circular needles. I'm much tighter than this situation. I have 2 long needles. Let me see if you can see them. So I have half my stitches on this set and half on this set. Yeah. And I'm on ones. And when I'm knitting with this lighter needle, I take the other end and I'm knitting with this, and I just do the stitches that are on that needle. Then I drop that needle, and you're in the round. So and now I'm on the second set of, maybe it's the top of the sock, and I switch and use these needles. I prefer that than double point, but stay tuned because I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna rip it out, fix my ribbing, do the ribbing all the way down the calf, I guess you call that, the cuff, whatever. And I'm hoping that I have it's a little tighter, snugger. Because by the time I get to the foot, if this is this loose, the foot is really going to be loose. So I could have started decreasing stitches, but I still felt like by the time I got to the foot, I was going to have to decrease even more. So that's where I am in this situation. So I'm going to back it out, and it might sit for a minute. But I do want to do the sock. So that's, like I said, on my bucket list. And that's where I am with that. All right. Shove those in there. Let's see where I am on my list here, so I make sure I don't miss anything. And by the way, I did enjoy the Avatar movie. I'm not a huge sci-fi person, but it was beautiful. Like, I liked the animation of it, and just what they did, it was incredible. It was long, but I'm grateful that there was not an extra fight scene like my sister thought there was going to be, because that might have pushed it over the edge. But anyway, all right. So back to my projects. This is the shop sample in Pasquarelli. I have it written down. I'm going to mess it up. Where is it? Pasquale. Sorry, Pasquale. It's from Italy, the yarn. It's a brushed cotton. So very nice for little people stuff. So I finished the body. If you can see there, yes, see, you can see it really well there. It's got a nice, just a simple little stitch definition, and they have the ribbing in the bottom. So now I just need to pick up the sleeves, which I'm really excited to do because this situation here is getting on my nerves. So I'm going to do sleeves, and I'll be done with this. So thinking I'm going to do 9-inch circulars on the sleeves because they're kind of small, very small, not a lot of stitches. I can get away sometimes with mine not doing 9-inch, but by the time I get to the end of the sleeve, I do need to go to 9-inch circulars. Anyway, so that in the pattern, it's a Marie Green pattern. It's in the Knit a Little book, which we have. It's also, the pattern is on Ravelry as well. Bitty Beekeeper sweater. So anyway, and it's been a fun pattern. So there we go. Cotton, 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 cotton. And I think another, okay, so I have 2 more skeins. I'm not sure I'm going to need these. I think I started with 4, and all I have to do now is the sleeve. So I definitely not going to need all 4 of those, which is kind of nice for a child sweater. 4 teeth. I don't know if I mentioned that or not. All right, put that over there. Talked about the sock situation. And then the socks, I'm hoping that, like, because I do see the, I'm sorry, I'm rocking the camera, the advantage of having like a small project that, like, if you have 20 minutes, you can sit down, not pull out a pattern, and just kind of knit and feel like you're getting somewhere. So I get that. So I want to make the sock thing work. So I'm going to stick with it. All right, so the next one, oh, I did pick up the Hardigan. My friend Patricia, she's very patient. I'm getting there. It's just like, well, I can sit and I feel like I'm knitting a lot and just not get very far. I think part of it's because it's on a 1, and I mean, I love it. Like, I can get in a groove with this pattern, and just want to sit and knit on it. But I got a lot of other things I want to knit. So, hey there, how are you? We do have a piece of mail for you, Tricia. Anyway, so I think I'm half, so I've completed 1, like 40 stitch repeat, 40 row, and about halfway on the second. So I just got to keep chipping away. I think there's 4 in total. I'm hoping that right, maybe 4.5. So I'm getting there, and the back's already done. So my daughter asked me, haven't you been working on that a long time? I said, yeah, I kind of have, and I feel bad. And oh, somebody's giving me some tidbits. See, now I'm on my phone. I don't have Cadence's phone. Somebody's commenting into my sweater. Thank you very much. And on socks. I do socks all the time, starting with 64. See, that's what this pattern that I was working with is. There you go. Yep. Thank you very much. Is that for you too? Yeah. Perfect. No, that's not you. Thank you. Yeah, so, and somehow I ended up like with, I think 62, or must be 62. So, yeah, 62. And then you do, I'm sorry, rib 3 inches and start, I'm not even sure what that says. Yeah, so you use, okay, 1 to 2. So I'm okay using the 1. I wish I could get away with the 2, and I might be able to if I'm using the 9-inch circulars, but I'll keep you posted, because this is definitely, for me, it's going to be a trial and error. And I'm trying to stick with 1. And there's so many patterns. So many people say, I love this pattern in socks. But I just want to pick one and like master it is my plan, and see what I like. Like if I like cuff down, I've done toe up, and anyway, it's a journey. The Hardigan. So yeah, that's where I am. My daughter, that's what I was saying. My daughter had asked me, Mom, haven't you been working on that a long time? I said, yeah, I think I started it last February-ish, something like that. She's like, and she thought this was as far as I gotten, but I have actually finished the back, which is going to be a little bit longer. So I'm getting there. Chipping away. All right. This yarn too, let me mention, is Spud and Chloe's fingering weight. It's called Fine. This color is, I believe it's 2-2, but we have this color in the sale for an abundance. So like if you wanted to make a sweater, maybe not this one, that's fine. There's a lot of it, enough for sweater quantities. And in a light gray, it's called Sidewalk, I think is the other color. So you can see that on our website, fuzzygoatyarns.com. Okay? Spud and Chloe. Yeah, I think there's actually a banner on the top of our website to take you to the sales section, and you can see it there. Okay. Talked about the bucket list. Oh, yeah. So another thing that was on my bucket list last year that I didn't get to, it was a pattern by Stephen West. I love his patterns. I don't wear a lot of shawls, and a lot of his things are very big. Happy New Year, Cindy. Thank you very much. And so I just kind of struggled with that a little bit, but somebody came in the shop between Thanksgiving and Christmas maybe, and she had on this like wrap, and it was cool, but it wasn't cold here, so like the wrap was, I would almost call it a scarf, was fine. Like she didn't have a jacket on, she had a sweater on, and I loved it, and I realized it was a Stephen West, and she had a little mohair in it. And so, of course, I asked her what the pattern was, and I looked it up, and Okay, I'm sorry, I'm reading a message here. Start ribbing, start pattern after ribbing. Good luck. Okay. Thank you very much. I'll keep you posted. So I looked up the pattern like I like to do, and it is called, it's a Stephen West Moherino medley. Okay. So here, this might be a better picture. What I liked about it is there's four colors, fingering weight colors, and then one which is like a mohair or Surrey silk, something like that. Just one, so it's 5 in total. And the yardage was I felt like I could use my scrap yardage, maybe 300. So it was like not quite a full skein of fingering, and I did. So I went diving into my stash, and let me show you where I am. Here it is. Okay. So I wanted to use the yarn my daughter got me in Scotland, if you recall. It's a yak. And so I started this New Year's Eve, and I thought, I'm gonna, hey, how are you? I'm doing my live. It's good to see you. I know. So this is what I started with. So this. I've got my colors, so I'm going to leave those top secret so you can see them as they. Oh my gosh, it's all knotted now. So I sat down New Year's Eve, and I'm like, Shaw, like I can get that started and roll along. Well, lo and behold, Stephen got me. He it started with a I-cord. So, and I'm like, okay, 3-stitch I-cord, no problem. And I did it a couple, and then I started reading a little further, and it's like, do that 158 times. So I'm like, worked on that for most of the night, which was fine. Then you picked up around the other side of it. So it's a very nice edge. Yeah, I love an I-cord, but it just does take some time. And I got my yak in there, and I got, I put some stitch markers in there to help me because I think there's like 4 rows. Let me see. Yeah, it's like 4 rows that I do 7 times. So I'm anxious now to get to my next color. So I think I've done this 2 or 3 times, and 7 more. So 4 more times, 4 more times, and then I get to switch and do something else. So this is just exciting to me. And then go to another color, and I have another stitch. So I'm very excited. So the other thing that happened is when I was in Italy, I think I go all the time, I realized I do like, when it's just chilly out, like not cold that requires a jacket, I do like something around my neck, and I thought this would be perfect for my next trip. That's not even planned. But I also thought here too, it's because it gets, in the evenings it gets chilly, not cold where you need a heavy jacket necessarily, but anyway, who knows, maybe I'll just wear it taking my dogs for a walk. So yeah, and so I got some, I'll show you a little peekaboo. See the colors in there? Oh, and I got this one in there too. It's gonna be fun. I'm excited. I don't even know, some of these I have backups because they may not even have 300 yards that I need, and I'm okay with that. I'm just gonna switch. That's my plan. Again, that is called Moherino Melody. Moherino Melody by Stephen West. Okay. All right, well, I'm sorry, this is going on and on. The next thing I did, so that would be, the socks would be my one for my bucket list, and the Stephen West. So I talked about that. All right, so I think I just have one more thing to talk about. No, I have 2 more things. Okay. So I started this pattern, Papa. I think I've showed you the picture. This is the chart, okay, you guys. It's like 90 stitch repeat. So, because it's just random. Somebody called it scribble, which I love that. It's called Papa, so it's like an oversized sweater, and it's supposed to be graffiti, like a child's graffiti type thing, which would be very much like scribble. Let me see if I get a picture. And it's one size fits all, which is interesting. So here it is. Actually, this is a better picture. Okay, so that's it. That's the finished product. But what I've done, sorry, hold on. I have started with my Merlot. I think I might have showed this last time. I can't remember. It's been a long time since I talked to you guys. So this is my Merlot. Oh, look at Sandy, it matches this. Oh my gosh. And what I've chosen for my color work is just something I've had in my stash. It is called Farm Yarn White. So it's not a real white, which I liked. It's kind of crazy. I mean, guys, oh my gosh, this is so funny. Like when I pick up these, and yeah, it's really funny. Anyway, so I've gotten just a couple rows, and I decided to use stitch markers every 10 stitches because it's a 90 stitch repeat, and that I can just kind of know where I am in my repeat. I think once I get going, it's not going to be that bad because I'm just going to base it on the row below it. Like, so I'm looking like, oh, okay, it's red there, so now I do a red on the other side. Like, you know, I think I'm going to get in a group. I'm not there yet, but I'm very excited. You can't even see the color. I think I've got 2 rows maybe. So maybe next week I'll go have a little bit more for you. Hi there. To show you that. So that's my Papa. Gosh, very excited about that. It's a DK weight. I'm using Palomino. I think that's right. Less traveled yarn, the DK with a little silk in it. And then the stash is a Madeline Tosh that I've got, that I had. All right, so one last thing. This one is my Shandy, and it has been so fun. I would recommend this. It's just been a lot of fun. I've got one sleeve done. I could put it on for y'all, but there's just a lot of strings going on here because it's pieced together. No, it wasn't pieced together, but I have a lot of ends. Where is the top? Yeah, that's the bottom. All right, so here we go. Got one sleeve done. Can you see? One sleeve done. Got a little cable going here in the front. There we go. And then I got to do the other sleeve, which I've actually started. Like, to me, if you just start it, it's half the battle. And I've done the short rows. So I've done the little cap. And now I'm just going to be knitting and every 5 rows decreasing. And then I want to show you the back again because I just love the back. Can you see it pretty well? So yeah, I'm excited. I'm hopefully going to be able to wear this before it gets too warm, which around here you just never know day to day. You never know. This is called Shandy by Baby Cocktails. All right, I'm sorry, I just feel like I rambled on today, y'all. I think that's all I got for you guys. Stay tuned for the sock situation and the Papa. I can't wait for those flowers to start developing out. I probably will be obsessed with it. And of course the color. All right, please call us, text us, email us if we can help you with a project or send you colors. We've got their sale still going on. If you need, if you'd like to see a color, we can take a picture for you if you're not sure what it looks like online. But you can also see them online at fuzzygoatyarns.com. It was great visiting with you, and I'm sorry if I talked too long. And I look forward to talking to all of you. Take care and happy knitting.